It could be the Wi-Fi. I bet it's the Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's your love. Love is living love. Love is needing to be loved. Very nice. Oh my gosh. And I took a little walkabout and we're just so lovely, each and every one of us. I was just overwhelmed with great gratitude, and I still feel it in here. Thank you. That was beautiful. That's one of my favorite John Lennon songs. Thank you. Hi. Welcome. Aloha. Yes. Here's a cute story. Not, you guys know it. So we were in Hawaii. Susie and the boys and I were in Hawaii all week, and it was lovely. And so I'm, such a Southern California girl, and we're walking around the hotel that first day, and I'm not even joking, and they all say aloha, which is totally appropriate. Twice, somebody said aloha, and I said hola. I don't know. It was a weird reflex for me to say hola. So yeah, I did that twice and embarrassed myself. I don't know. We're back and tanned and tired and no tsunami. We were on tsunami watch and up in our hotel room on our balcony, eagerly awaiting the waves that never materialized. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Temecula Valley. I'm Reverend Charlene. It's my joy and my honor to be here with each of you today. Just so overwhelmed by the love this morning. So we're going to begin this morning. As we do, we're going to ring the bell 3 times. That's kind of our cue to settle into our space and take those deep breaths together to become really present. And then we're going to have our invocation with newly licensed practitioner Laureline Newman. So we're going to begin. Just lost it again. It keeps dropping. As we take in the final audible resonance of the sound bowl, I invite you to take a deep inhale. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. And just anchor in this presence, this knowing that in this beautiful, perfect space, all there is God. And I know within this space, every single being is the perfect secret ingredient to making what is here today wonderful, good, perfect. I know that God moves through this space in perfect flow, in perfect rhythm, in perfect beat. Everything is as it should be. It is all God, and it is all good. And just as I know that God is good, I know that this is true for me,
And I know that this is true for every being here now, online, or whoever is even to watch the recording. It is all good. And so I bless this time. I bless this sacred time of remembering that we are love. It permeates and exudes from every single soul of our being. I know this to be true, and so I simply affirm. And so it is.
I'm just overwhelmed. This is the level of consciousness that we support and embody at this center. This teaching, we're a teaching philosophy created by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, but a teaching philosophy. At our core, we are a teaching center. That's what we do here. And Lorelei Newman, as a newly licensed practitioner, represents so beautifully what we empower here. So I'm just so happy. We have 10 new licensed practitioners in our one other way. Exactly. We got you, baby. We got you. So welcome to our center. If you're new to our center or new to this teaching, this is what we believe and embody. We're a teaching philosophy. We study the works of Dr. Ernest Holmes, our founder, who coined this religious science. But at his core, he knew that this was a teaching philosophy. And he took all the magic elements from all of the great philosophies around the world, kind of wove it into this text that we read called The Science of Mind. And it's based on the fact that there is this overachieving, overarching love and law. And they both work together beautifully to create the experiences that we witness, that we walk in. Now, the wonderful secret that's not a secret to us is that we can change our experience at any moment we want to through the power of love and the law. And so we get to embody this here and create the lives that we desire. And I know each one of you has a story to share about how this teaching, how you reset your mind and you created a different outcome for yourself. I certainly have, and I know each of us has similar experiences. So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Temecula Valley. I'm back from Hawaii, so I'm tired. Let's see, what time is it? Well, it's 7:05, 7:10 for me, so not too bad. But tired, but back and very happy to be back. So welcome. We're here this morning with our beloved music team of Kate and Ryman. It is the first Sunday in August, so we're going to invite Reverend Michael Summers up. He is our birthday king. Please welcome Reverend Michael. All right, he's ready to be crowned. Here we go. There's that. All right. We're going to hand it over to Reverend Michael for our August babies. There you go.
I want to do more than that.
All right, we'll let
I'm one of the old timers here, okay? I'm one of the old timers. And it feels good being an old timer to see these new timers here. It's so nice seeing you all. Now, you know why it's called religious science? Why Aristotle called it religious science? Because this teaching could be proven in the laboratory of life. And we're proving it every day in the laboratory of our lives. That's why he called it that. And that's what we continue to do. Okay? I had to get that out. you know, the other thing is, I am so happy to be alive, aware, and awake. Are you happy being alive and awake?
Yes.
It's wonderful, isn't it? This life is so good. And we have some August babies that came in August. But I want you to be brave, and I want you to stand if you were born in August. It's Okay, are we ready for some music? Ready? Okay, here we go. Everybody sing with me.
Stay standing. Come on,
Okay, you ready? Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, we love you. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for being brave enough to sing. I appreciate that.
Wonderful. All right. Yeah, let's do. I didn't read online, but I'm not feeling very sharp like this morning. Good morning, online. Love you. You're here with us. I'm not creeping up today. I'm just kissing you from afar. All right, we're going to stand for our community song this morning, which I send my love, one of my favorites. Yes, and we have hand motions as well. Woo!
Follow Red Shark hand motion.
Okay.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the seas. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the seas. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. Peace. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the seas. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me.
All right, so time for our spiritual reading. We ask every Sunday that our licensed practitioners who are on pulpit service, that they think of a reading or something that inspires them, kind of related to our talk, our theme for the month. So I'm going to ask Lorelei to come back up for the spiritual reading this morning. Please welcome Lorelei.
So a few weeks ago, I had a friend pass away from cancer. I need to represent authentically. They were one of my best friends. They just did not know. They held a very public presence. Andrea Gibson was a poet and a writer. She was poet laureate for the state of Colorado, and did an incredible service to so many people in chronicling her determination to love life as she was looking squarely at death. And so many of us were able to glean so much just from her courage and her conviction and her absolute refusal to do anything short of loving deeply and richly. And so I've gotten the benefit from seeing so many people who have been knowing publicly through social media, as well as myself. And her love continues to give. She's touched all of us. So today, I wanted to read from her Substack an article that she wrote, "My Friends Have So Many Issues." And it'll probably become quickly evident why I love Andrea so much. The title of her Substack was "Things That Don't Suck." My friends have so many issues. The healing power of being needed. Meg and I have an incredible local community, fiercely loving people who have supported us through our biggest trials. For several years, that support came from a distance, researching medications, hunting down clinical trials, spending whole hours on the phone arguing with my insurance company. The day-to-day realities of illness, though, were something Meg and I largely handled alone. But when my symptoms started to worsen, we realized we needed more hands on deck. So we sent out an SOS. Every day after that, a friend showed up at our door in the form of a smile, ready to help however they could. Before they came, friends texted Meg to ask what they could bring. "Oh, for the love of God, please bring Andrea your problems." Meg texted back, "Andrea thrives when they're helping other people." I didn't know she'd said that, so I was quite confused when every friend who arrived at my bedside came carrying a heartbreak, a crisis, or a question they needed help answering. "I'm still obsessed with my ex. Can you talk me down? I've developed an anxious tick. What should I do? I'm losing my mind as a parent. Will it ever get better?" After about a week of this, I caught on. "Did you do this?" I asked Meg, side-eyeing her. She smiled like someone who had absolutely done this. "I just know you thrive when you're being of service," she said. When I was in my mid-20s, I wrote, "The hardest thing about having nothing is having nothing to give." It was still true. It wasn't just the pain that made my days so challenging. It was the feeling that I had nothing to offer. That's something not everyone understands about being sick. People see how much you need, but not how much you need to be needed. Before Meg gave her secret little instruction, most friends assumed their problems were too petty to bring into a room with cancer. That instinct made sense. They didn't want to add to weight to an already heavy load. But what a relief it was to finally feel like I could reciprocate, that I could support them while they were supporting me. Being the one who always needs help but isn't asked to give it started to make me feel like a ghost in my own life. I didn't want to be just a patient. I wanted to be a person who reminded my friends of their wholeness, who made them realize how capable they were of facing their own pain. Every time a friend left lighter than they came, I felt lighter too. Meg knew what I hadn't yet been able to say, that care went both ways, that being medicine for others is medicine to me. Of course, there were days I didn't have that in me, days when I was simply too sick to have a conversation. In those moments, I asked a friend who once lived with an illness even rougher than mine, "How do I feel like I have anything to give when I can barely get out of bed?" She said, "Give love, Andrea. Then give more love. There is nothing in this life more powerful than to give that." Hearing her words, I felt my pulse shift. I was wrong in my 20s when I believed in the idea of having nothing to give. Love. We always have love to give. Love, Andrea.
Wow. And I thank you. I love that our practitioners bring things here that I wouldn't see. I am, I'm kind of more focused on Dr. Ernest Holmes and the
teachers that we kind of ascribe to, and our practitioners open that up for us and bring us new authors and new poets that we can go, oh, okay, I'm gonna look her up, I'm gonna look them up and find out more about them. So I love that about what we do here. So thank you, that was beautiful. So we get another gift of the beautiful featured artist this morning, Kate Fay. So please welcome Kate and Ryman for our first featured talk this morning.
So when Beth said that her talk title is Love is a Many Splendored Thing, I was looking and searching songs and thinking, okay, what should I sing? And lo and behold, there is a song with the same title, and this was such a fun one for us to learn. We may be adding more standards after this one. Is a very splendid thing. It's the April rose that only grows in the early spring. Love is nature's way of giving a reason to be living. The golden crown that makes a man a king. Once on a high and windy hill, in the morning mist, two lovers kissed, and the world stood still. Then your fingers touched my silent heart, taught it how to sing. Yes, true love's a many splendored thing. Once on a high and windy hill, in the morning mist, two lovers kissed, and the world stood still. Then your fingers touched my silent heart, taught it how to sing. Yes, true love's a mighty splendored thing.
Beautiful. Oh, yeah, we're getting this, yeah, all right. Well, okay, that's good, all right. So, just like we have practitioners up here offering readings, poetry, different samples of offerings for us, we like to have different featured speakers up here. So I am the senior bottle washer and, around here, and I like to take time off. So I was off last week, and Reverend Neil was here. Do we like Reverend Neil? Reverend Neil, we're calling to you. Reverend Neil is delightful. He lives a little ways away from us, so I think he really likes us. So we're talking about ways that he could possibly serve and come speak here every once in a while. And I think we enjoyed him. So we did? Okay. Let's give it a So, and this, today we're going to have a delightful speaker. And all of these moments are my spiritual practice to not go into comparison. Because it is the thief of joy. And there's plenty of, just like there's so much love to give and to share, there's many different ways to hear a message, and they're all lovely. They're all lovely and unique and delightful. So this morning, we get to hear from one of my very dear, dear friends. We all know her and love her. She is a senior licensed practitioner. Well, how many years have you been a licensed practitioner now? 15? 20?
No, not yet.
15?
Yeah.
Maybe, okay. She's been a licensed practitioner for many, many years. I'm not supposed to talk about her, so I'm just going to. Please welcome Beth Haase.
the words to the song, we could do it again. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Haase. If you don't know me, you might be able to tell that by the numbers that I've been around a bit. I sometimes think of myself as the historian. So I thought I would start this morning with a story. A lot of us growing up, if you went to Sunday school or whatnot, learned stories, parables, teaching things that way. And so the kid in me, is it coming up? Yeah. Did I do that? You did. Got it. Me and technology, if you don't know me, you will learn by the end that I'm not the best of friends, but we do try to cohabitate. So, the story. When Milo, the tiny orange kitten, arrived at the shelter, he didn't cry, he didn't play. He simply curled up in the far corner of his crate, trembling like a leaf that had lost its leaf, a leaf that had lost its tree. But then came Toby, a tabby with a history just as rough, yet a heart wide open. He had once been the scared one too, until someone showed him love that wasn't something to run from. When they placed Milo into Toby's foster room, no one expected what happened next. Toby walked right over, gave the tiniest nudge, and then I told my son, we got to bet that I'm not going to cry, but I think it's coming. And then, without hesitation, wrapped himself around the kitten like a blanket made of trust. That night, Milo slept for the first time in days, and he never trembled again. From that moment forward, Toby made a silent promise. As long as I'm here, you're safe. You're loved. You'll never feel alone again. And he's kept it. Every nap, every meow, every heartbeat. This isn't just a photo of two cats sleeping. It's a story of healing, of unexpected friendship, of how even the tiniest creature can be each other's biggest source of strength. Love is a many-splendored thing. So my goal, my intention to start with this is to open our hearts. That ability to tear up, that ability to just feel connected to something that isn't transactional or conditional, as so often love in our society can appear. So that is how we are starting. I'm going to get my notes and turn it around. The next slide, this is me now, right guys? And doing. Let's see how this goes. Oops, that went the wrong way. All right, we're going the other way. Hey, you know what? Upside down, let's see. That was a test. I passed. All right, so as Charlene mentioned, we base so much of our learning and our teaching and our integrating of this teaching and practice and spiritual awareness on Ernest Holmes. And this happened in the Teacher of All Teachers Facebook to show up for me. And so I thought this is perfect to remind us again of this idea that we're going to talk about today. So Ernest Holmes, out of The Science of Mind, it gives you the page numbers if you want to check, says this: as the soaring bird opens her wings to the sky's embrace, so we must open our hearts and minds to the influx of spirit and receive its love, that we may in return express it to all we meet. We must embrace the essence of love, that we may transmit it, giving loveliness to all events. We receive it, and then we're able to give it. Think about the infinity sign. I teach that a lot. So we receive it in, and then we give it out, and there's never a transaction required. So now we go to the talk title. This month, the month of August, so each month for us has a theme, and this month's theme is On the Wings of Love. And so each week in the month of August, there's going to be a focus on love and a way to think about, what does that have to do with me? How does that relate for me? What can I learn? What can I practice? What can I show? And so what came to me, and it was so delightful that Kate found the song, because I have muses. We all have muses. My muse is like the 2:17 a.m. visit hour for me. They came one night and said, the talk title you should use is Love is a Many Splendored Thing. And the next day I was like, was like a song from the 50s, right? And so for her to have found it and sung it so beautifully, it was just like perfect little synchronicity. So this is a reminder, I think, for us, that we can embrace that essence of love in everything. It's not just the love between two people, or a parent and a child, or a friendship, that there are so many aspects and opportunities to love. And that's what I decided to put the focus on today, to kind of bring this a little sharper into all the different aspects, because we got the whole month to play with this one. So you ready?
Yes.
First, we're going to do a little teaching, because I am a teacher by nature. And so, hold on. In technology, I'm going to get ready. This is straight, absolute, bedrock teaching of Ernest Holmes. So Ernest Holmes' textbook is, as we talk about a lot, is like this, and it's very intimidating. Please don't be that the first book you buy. It will not go well. It's very beautiful, and we teach from it. And every time I teach, I learn something new. It's like, that was not in there last time. I'm pretty sure. So it just shows how we work. This then is the teaching. This is a quote from Ernest Holmes over and over again. This then is the teaching. Love and law. Love points the way, always. And law, the universe, the intelligence and the order of everything, law makes the way possible. This is the speaker, I get all choked up. Oh, did not see that one. This is the essence of the teaching. Love points the way. When I teach practitioner classes, when I teach other things, when I'm teaching myself, I ask, what would love do? Love points the way. And we're living in a time where that is a little bit upended at times, news headlines and examples and that are being shown and said. That's what we're going to unpack a little bit. So the theme of the wings of love, and then to remember all love. Love points the way. Asking what would love do, then the way shows up. This has to do with things like forgiveness, taking the high road. Some of the things that we sometimes want to argue and say, no, they need to go first. They are the culprit. So we'll get into a little bit of that. So now for the teaching moment. I don't have a slide on this. The definition in the back of this giant, intimidating textbook, which is so wonderful and changes lives every time you open it up, something new appears. The definition in the back of love, because love is a very difficult word to define. Come around, not Halloween, well maybe, but Valentine's Day. There's so much love, this, love, that, and it's all red and hearts and candy and chocolate. But how do you define love? And so how Ernest Holmes, in all of his studies and bringing all of the teachings and trying to integrate and synthesize what is the theme throughout it all. Love is the self-givingness of spirit. So spirit, that essence of life itself throughout everything, is forever given. That's love. Through the desire of life to express itself. So when I choose love, it is my opportunity to allow that spirit to show through me to express life. When I withhold it, because I'm mad or I'm waiting for them to go first, then there is not a givingness to that. Love is the self-givingness of spirit through the desire of life to express itself. Law is mind in action. So the idea that there is one mind, this intelligence throughout everything, which is able to see and create from that. The law is mind in action. And when we are using our thoughts, when we're thinking about something or setting something into motion, what we'd like to create, our thoughts are the personal use of that universal mind. So love points the way. That's the givingness. Law is setting it into motion. That's your teaching. Now you're ready to start the practice, right? Okay, so I'd like to read you a quote. This one, again, I didn't put a slide to. I don't want to be like one of those
PowerPoint people. I am, sorry. It's been a learning curve. All right, this is Ernest Holmes also. The reason is this: all is mine. All is mine. There's only one mind, which we all are part of and have our graceful opportunity to use. As all is mine, and as we attract to us what we first become, this is the law of attraction. Until we learn to love, we are not sending out love vibrations. And not until we send out those vibrations can we receive love in return. We live in a world sometimes, I was having this conversation earlier today with I think, is my perception, with a you go first universe. Okay, you show me love and then I'll be loved. And I believe we live in a universe, in a place where the universe says, no, you go first. Because we need to learn and then we attract again. So what Ernest Holmes is reminding us, until we learn to love, we are not sending out love vibrations. And not until we send out those vibrations can we receive love in return. So if we're making it transactional, like you do something that I find lovable and then I'll love you, it will stay in a state of a standoff. Love points the way and law makes the way possible. So that's the foundation. Okay? Yes?
Yes.
So, here's what I wrote in my putting this together. The headlines these days suggest we should only love those who are like us. We're living in a world these days that's really sending that message out. Only love people that are like you. Only love people that think like you, look like you, act like you, vote like you, buy like you, whatnot. And it's creating, intentionally, unintentionally, circumstantially, what have you, it is creating an us and them way. And so this universal love can hit some walls. And that's what I thought we would spend a little time kind of looking at. The question is, I have to say this one. I'm going to go back to slide 2. Is it working? Yeah. How are we embracing the essence of love these days and in these times? Because what Ernest Holmes talks about is that we must embrace the essence of love, that we may transmit it to the loveliness, here's the key, to all events. We want to hold it, we want to make it transactional and conditional. So back to where I was. So we're going to talk a little bit about this. There are many types of love, and I thought this was the coolest little graph. You've probably done this in psych classes, maybe, or sociology or whatnot, which is to look at, there's many types of love and where they land, if you will. These are in Greek, and I gotta just give kudos to Google. You could go to Google and find out how to pronounce Greek terms, and so I had to do that on one of these, and we'll see that in a moment. But we're going to talk a little bit about the types of love. And this is just the way the Greeks, so we're talking thousands of years ago, the Greeks were just so wise in trying to create explanations of the world around them. And so they defined the types of love. So at the very bottom is Eros, which is romantic love. Valentine's Day, we got Eros and cards and candy and gifts and all that, right? And that's what a lot of people kind of start to think is the only type of love is between two people. And it's the Cupid arrow and the hearts flutter and all those things that lead to how we define love. And then many times that Eros, romantic love, goes to a different type of love, which is called, I don't love you anymore and you need to go. Or you changed and I don't know what's happened to you, but I can't be with you anymore. All those kinds of things. So that's what the daytime cocktails are about. But Eros is one type of love. There are so many others, and I kind of classified them as the ones that I think of as easy to love, lessons to love, and the spiritual paths to love. So I thought we could I want you to kind of think about where you are at this point in your life. So easy to love, I would classify as the romantic love, the Eros. I also think the storge, which is a couple up on the left, S-T-O-R-G-E, storge, That is, they're defining it as familial love. And I think the one that many people can relate to is parental. If you become a parent, whether it's to a two-legged or a four-legged, the parental love, that there is nothing you can do that will ever stop me from feeling what I feel for you. I see this, so, right? That is an easy to love relationship. So the storge, the familial love, and it can very easily extend to the family, the going on vacation with the family, or you have siblings, or you parent and child, those relationships. But that type of love, I think, is easy. I think there's a lot of research and science that when women give birth, there's like chemicals released, oxytocin or whatnot, that just pop that heart open. And I don't think it ever closes, because my son is well past being little, and I can't imagine anything he could do. I might get a little torqued, we get taught, but there's just nothing, I cannot imagine anything that would stop that relationship with that feeling. Same with pets. I think that parental love, I said that, but the other aspect of parental love, meaning like between you and your parents, or as parents to your kids, but also across the board, siblings, people you grew up with, perhaps people that came into your life at the absolute perfect time, and they were the parent that you needed in that moment. So that's a type of love. And I think of those as being kind of easy to love, like it's just there. I mean, I don't have to do anything, it just exists. Moving on, I think there are what I call lessons to love. And I might put that in mania, down here on the bottom right. That's a type of love. I didn't think about it. People become kind of maniacs about love. You know, perhaps there's a point of your life where you just, I don't know how, you just became obsessed. Teenage crushes, I'll put that over here. But I think that there are, in my thinking, there are lessons to love that have to do with our families. So again, back over to storage, where maybe we have a falling out, and so we need to find a way back. And often that's a real lesson in our lives. How do I find forgiveness? How do I go first? Love points the way, but sometimes it's like, I don't think they have to say sorry first. So I think that's what I consider a lesson to love. I also think in this group, and you may have your own stories, that there are, and I used to teach this in a different class on a different thing, but I think it fits here, what I call the exile islanders. So there are people in our lives that we have exiled to an island far, far away from us, right? And they may fit in any one of these, and you have to look at Philia down there, love between friends, and then they did something, and it's like, oh, you never speak to them again. So I think those are the lessons to love. How can I forgive and embrace that essence of love if I am holding out and holding on to something that will not allow me to let that flow through me again? So lessons to love would be in that group. Spiritual paths to love, this is cool. Like we get to go on a spiritual path. Agape is at the top. As some of you may be familiar, there's a whole center in Los Angeles, the Agape Center, Spiritual Center, which that is love for humanity. I believe that we are on this path right now, all of us, all y'all, everybody is on this path right now with the world that we are seeing and being reflected for us. Love for humanity, even if they're different. The embracing of that essence of love means I cannot withhold that because you're different than me. I also think that the spiritual path to love, that we are being invited in our spiritual journeys to explore and to ask ourselves, where do I, love points the way, but I'm withholding that, is those that are different in beliefs from us. Because we are using that as a marker. I can't love you because you're different. I can't love you because you voted different. I can't love you because you think differently than I. And yet, agape love is love for humanity. All. If we are all one, and then we make distinctions, then it would not be defined as love. It might be defined as tolerance, or it might be defined as hate. Okay, take a breath. moving on. So I thought I would read to you another essay, again, my teacher Facebook brought me this. Actually, this is a woman, kind of like what Lorelai talked about, following people to just speak. This is a teacher, she's a science and mind teacher, Dr. Carol Collins. And she wrote something that just popped up on Facebook at the perfect time. I'm like, oh, come with me. So this is what she says, and I think it fits this. Ernest Holmes challenged us with this question. Can we conceive a love great enough to include all people? Anything less is not real love. We are cowards with our love. We give it only to a few, and we keep the rest locked up in our bodies. That is a dangerous path to follow. Love is a delight in difference, diversity, and unique expression. It is not only for those who seem to be the most like us, or for others who have lived up to our expectations of deserving it. Love is the answer to the biggest questions facing us today. Of course, it is spiritual love we speak of, not romantic love or even parental love. It is the energy of expansion and inclusion. Holmes often said the universe is lavish and relentless in its givingness. That, to me, is love in action. We ought to look at where we are withholding that powerful gift. Ask yourself, where am I withholding my love? We can see it in the collective. It is easy to observe the lack of love outside. But what about us? I know my love has been conditional with some people and lavish with others. One thing I can claim, however, is a deep love of all the shades of humans. The many ways we make art and music, the cultures of many lands, the cuisines, the dances, the myriad ways we celebrate our milestones. We are a wildly colorful species. And why wouldn't we be? As the individualized expressions of one infinite potential. To love life is to love God in all its forms.
Wow.
I do want those girl crushes on the side. Okay, so many types of love. And then I think the question is, where do I withhold and make it conditional, and why? Why am I withholding? If I trust that the universe, that spirit doesn't withhold for me, and yet I'm turning around and withholding it and justifying it, then perhaps that is something, an area for me to open up and take a look and listen. So we're going to move to the final frontier of this part, the most difficult layer of love. Wait a minute, this is what I'm going to go look up. So, philautia. Well, one Google guy said philautia, and the other said philautia. So you take your pick, move down the right, self-love. All right? Okay, here's the hard question. How are you withholding love from yourself? How hard are you on you? If you are this vessel of lavish love that is just for you, that came for you, through you, as you, and then your little judge who lives wherever, mine tends to like to perch on my shoulder and whisper in my ear, says, yeah, but you're not really worth it. They just don't understand, right? We tend in our self-love to be our hardest, harshest critics. So to quote Mary Oliver, how are you withholding love for your one wild and precious life? If you can love out, but then when it's turning around and coming in and infusing from the heart to every essence of your very being, because that little critic who's nothing more than ego, trying to remind you to keep it small, says, no, you're not worth it. And yet this is love. The whole month we're going to look at the wings of love. So again, watch this, going back to slide 2. So going back there, can we open our hearts to receive Spirit's love so we may express it to all we meet? And it has to start here. And that's the tricky one. That's the spiritual path. So, all right. Take a breath. We're gonna do something fun. Look at this. So the theme for today, the title for today that came down, and then I added in the Love is a Mini Splendor thing, is let's see, Launch of Love. I had to remember because I kept going Launch for Love, and that sounded like some football theme, like we're launching for love. So the Launch of Love is today's talk title coming down from the mountain. The idea that we can launch love out. We don't have to wait until somebody loves us first. And so my beautiful muses, who probably for this one came at 3:49 a.m. because that's when they like to give me my ideas. And yeah, could we just hold on? Gave me this idea, and I had this image, and I want to kind of bring this into it, and then we'll be completing this part. This is a Tai Chi practice. I took Tai Chi, I taught Tai Chi for many years, and one of the forms that we did was based on an old Japanese practice, not old Japanese, samurai practice, where the samurai soldiers learned to do their archery by closing their eyes and leading with their heart. And so this got brought into a Tai Chi practice of what is known in the form that I do, Zen heart archer. If you go to Joshua Tree, we'll do that out in the desert because it's so cool. So if you would like to learn it, what this is about, the point of this is that with love, we lead with the heart, we lead with the mind, we create conditions. What would love do from here says, I'm just going to love that you're just like me. And then we go from there. Love points the way, love makes the way possible. So this is to launch love for the week. You ready?
Yes.
So you have two options. You can stay seated, absolutely. If you'd like to stand up, the only thing I'm going to recommend is maybe move it slightly apart so you don't poke your neighbor in the eye because that's going to cause a little bit of, I used to love you, but now we can talk. So move just aside and you can, or stay where you are. Either one is fine. Kate made this so cool, so look at this. Otherwise I would be hard to hopefully I don't need to do that. Also, only the back of the room. How interesting. And now, all right. So here's the deal with. One moment too soon. So just to give you this, just the teeniest little bit, so you have an image. In Tai Chi, as in other Eastern practices, the idea is we park our energy in our down in our intestine, which is called the dantian. There's no feeling, so we put our energy there until we need it, and then we bring it up into the heart of the mind or whatnot. So what we're going to do is you're going to pull from your dantian, which is down here. You're just going to pull the energy up here into your heart and infuse it with love. So just bring the energy up here to your heart. Now you get to take an archer stance. So your left, now we're going to look backwards. Your left, not mine. My left is this way. Which way is your left? There you go. All right. So pulling it up, now go to your left. Put your foot out slightly. Set your bow. This is the love. You brought the love up and send it out to your arrow. Pull it, and then release it. No strings attached. Okay. Now shift to your left foot, hold the weight, right foot is going to point out, pull the love up, pull the energy up to your heart, infuse it with love. Point your arrow, draw your bow. This is also your lung meridian, so you're doing good for your lungs. And then let it go. Okay? Now that was the practice session. Now we're going to do it with love. So left side, opposite of what I was like, there you go. So pull the energy, bring it up into your heart. Now you are going to infuse this energy with love for this week coming. Point your bow. You're blindfolded in a Zen practice, but you're going to pull that bow back, all that love, and let it go out. Launch for love. All right, now to the right. One last time. Pull the energy, string your bow, pull it back, let it go. All right, that's it. One more slide and that's it. I found this and I thought this would be a way to wrap it up. This is about love, launch for love. This is Thich Nhat Hanh, who was walked in love, reminded us all the time. The Buddha taught that it is possible to live 24 hours a day in a state of love. It is possible to live 24 hours a day. in a state of love. Every movement, every glance, every thought, and every word can be infused with love. That is your charge for this week. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. That was beautiful. It is possible to live 24 hours a day in a state of love. It is possible. That is our charge. That's what we do here, Science of Minders. So 24 hours a day, state of love, 7 days a week. Shooting that in. Thank you, Beth. That was beautiful. So let's give a warm CSL TV welcome to Kate and Ryan.
Hey, you want to get up and dance? Let's have some fun together. When people keep repeating that you'll never fall in love, when everybody keeps retreating, but you can't seem to get enough, let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart, to your heart. When tragedy befalls you, don't let it drag you down. Love can cure your problems. You're so lucky I'm around. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart, to your heart. I have the only keys to your heart. I can stop you from falling apart. Try today, you'll find this way. Come on and give me a chance to say that my love open the door. It's all I'm living for. Release yourself from misery. There's only one thing that's gonna set you free. That's my love. That's my love. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Come on, let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. To your heart. One more time, everybody. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart.
I'm just tired this morning. I love that one line in there. You're so lucky I'm around. I want that to be like our ambassador statement for all of us. You know, when we're in front of another person, you're so lucky I'm around. That's not bragging. That's alignment.
I always think of songs, especially love songs, as I'm either singing it to myself in self-love, because I need to work on that, just like we all do, or Spirit is singing to me. I mean, Spirit is saying, let my love open the door to your heart. You're so lucky I'm around.
You're so lucky I'm around.
And Roshara and Beth, if you're here among us.
You're so lucky. You're welcome. All right, at that time of service, I'd ask our ambassadors to please come forward. Oh, Lorelai is just all around purposeful person this morning. I like it. So this is our opportunity. This is our moment where we get to participate in the act of divine giving. So just as Beth spoke about, right? If we're not loving ourselves, we're not, loving ourselves, we're not open to receiving, right? We participate in this divine practice of reciprocity, which means as we give, we receive. And that applies to every aspect of our lives. If there's an area that you would like to be more fulfilled in, I'd like to have more friends. Okay, just picking an area. Be a friend. You want more love? Be love. You want more abundance? Give. And this is an opportunity for us to participate in that, to support this place, which feeds us spiritually, educationally, musically, the kids, all of it. We get to participate in supporting this center, which personally feeds me and I think feeds us all. So if you're an auto tither, I say thank you. You know, I think we're over 50% now in auto tithers, which is fantastic. If you have your physical donation tithe, if you're giving online, we do Venmo. I'm sorry, that's me. We do lots of ways to give. We can do Venmo and PayPal. The links are online if you're online. So take that and just place it onto your card. Take whatever it is, the ways that you're giving to this center, to this place, and close your eyes and just breathe. Just a moment of gratitude for the ability, for the opportunity to give to this place that changes lives. Through its teaching, through its philosophy, we change lives here, which adds to the changing of the world. So how good it is to remember and reflect that we do that here by our offering to this center and all that it supports, all the lives that it touches in so many ways. How good that is to remember. So just take it in, breathe some love into it. How good it is. And so it is. So it is. Let's do our affirmation of abundance together, shall we? Which is divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love or joy. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. My name is Ari.
All right, it's time for our announcements. So I'll ask our announcer, Sandra Rigston, to come on up. Please welcome Sandra for our announcements this morning. We are a vibrant and active community with a lot of things going on. So,
Thank you. Is Jamie Curry here today?
yes.
And speak about
Your workshop?
your workshop? I believe we live in a world of color. And for me, color speaks much louder than words. So we're going to explore with color the concept, the beautiful practice, the being of vision. So this workshop starts at 1 o'clock. We're going to use lots of colors. We're going to choose how our life might look if it was just color, and how exciting that can be, how it could tie together and look, and maybe just be color. Let's play.
Practitioner Jim Willis will be offering a wisdom teaching on August 17th. After the service, he'll be exploring how the most important things in life are invisible. That sounds interesting. Now, I'm going to speak off the cuff. I'm doing a love offering out of love later this month on the 24th. I don't know if you remember how many people were here. It was about 6 months ago. You did a talk on the cat and the lion. This was birthed from that talk. I'm doing a workshop on tarot. So, you know, like oracle decks, but they're not oracle decks. It's a tarot deck. And I'm doing a talk and a workshop on our inner lion. So if you're interested in love, because Leo is ruled by the heart, if you're interested in our sovereignty, if you're interested in our power through love, then come and be a part of it and partake, because I will be doing a meditation and I'm learning too. I'm learning along with you. And I would love to be able to give you guys something. It's on the 24th and it's after the service. And we got Joshua Tree coming up. The event is in October. This is a favorite and you won't want to miss it. And I can tell you, you won't. I've been. The sign-up sheet on the activities table to receive all of the important information. The dates are October 23rd to the 25th, Thursday through Saturday. There is a book sale starting today, running all 5 Sundays in August. The book sale will be on the table in the breezeway and in the office, and all new books are 70% off. And used books continue to be offered as a love offering. There are books from Eros Holmes, Joe Dispenza, Deepak Chopra, and more. Pick up some of the books for your home library. Vendors are wanted for the Gifts of Spirit Holiday Bazaar in November. Our Gifts of Spirit Fall fundraiser is approaching. The Artist Bazaar, we are looking for artists in our congregation that will be interested in participating in this event by selling their original creations. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the center. Sign-up sheets will take place on Sunday, August 3rd, all the way to the end of the month in the breezeway after service. If you have questions, please see Edward or Bonnie Ratz. Thank you.
I'm gonna have Ann Woodward's gonna speak just for a second on the holiday bazaar.
This is just a little bit more. Do join us out at the table if you have anything that you would like to share in our bazaar. We're looking for crafters, jewelry, candles, all sorts of things that you can offer our community. We had a wonderful time last year and the year before, and we'd like to have you join us. We'll tell you more about how you can do that out at the table. One little other thing, our meeting will be a week from this Monday, next week, and we'd love to have you join us. It's a wonderful time to get to know each other and to become inspired. So that will be Monday at 6:30 next Monday.
Well, you have to, okay, here's the thing.
Yeah, but
You do need to see me about announcements. I'm looking around. So if you want to share something during service, you can certainly come and see me before service and we can include it, or we'll include it the next week, okay? So I really appreciate it. It's just to make sure that we're on time. I do value our time and we are running long today, which is lovely because we are a full center. So we're gonna move into our time of prayer. So I would ask our practitioners, please stand and come forward or stand where you are, whatever works for you. This is the time of service that we come together, all of us, as metaphysicians. Every sentient being on this planet is connected to source energy and therefore a powerful prayer machine. Because our thoughts are things, and what we think and what we believe, we create. Prayer is an avenue of affirmative thinking to create what we want in our lives. So if there's any aspect of your life that you'd like to make
different, look different, feel different, come see a practitioner. Come see them in the breezeway. My highest honor and joy is when we've got a full line of people waiting to get into a prayer chair to meet with a practitioner for a powerful 5-minute prayer. We also have a prayer box at the back of the sanctuary. If there's anything on your heart, you want to experience more good in your life, more aloha in your life, then put a prayer in the prayer box. Because it works. It really works. And these beloveds pray on that prayer all week. And when it is known in one mind, it is known in every mind, everywhere, because that's what we believe, that we're connected to Source. And so prayer works. So if you feel called, join us, everybody online, softening the eyes or closing the eyes need not matter, because it is all mind. And so I know God as that one mind, that one Source, creating itself, revealing itself, pointing itself forward in love. And I know that the law is Source, creating what love is pointing to. And so I call it good and very good. I know that I am this love in form, and as I know this for myself, I know this for each beloved, each sentient being everywhere. God in form, love in motion, feeling itself, being itself, revealing itself in greater and greater ways. And so I know and affirm that we take in this love. We receive it so we can give it. And so I know and affirm that this week we point our love arrows everywhere we go. We are those divine archers delivering love and more love and more love, because we cannot outgive love. It is the never-ending resource at the center of our being. And so we can shoot as many arrows as we want, and we will never be depleted. So I know that we are these ambassador archers everywhere, pointing love. And as we do that, we know that the law makes it possible. So we are adding to this love tipping point in the world where all we see is love. So I know and affirm this truth. I call it good and very good. I bless each and every one of us as we move from this place out into our weeks, calling love forward in greater and greater ways. And so I release my word into the power and action of the law, knowing it is already done, and together reaffirmed. And so it is.
All right, Kate's gonna take us home.
This song is appropriate for this moment. Let's sing together. On the wings of love, I will above the clouds. The only way to fly is on the wings of love. On the wings of love, only the two of us together flying high. Flying high.